Why is it that everywhere Harry and Meghan go, there's always chaos? Everywhere or everyone Harry and Meghan interact with is thrown into disrepute, or they get backlash from the media and from people like myself. The reason for that, in my very humble opinion, is because their motives are not pure, and they're trying to gaslight the hell out of us. Please stay for this video, and we're going to talk about what's going on and the unraveling of the Sussexes, or the Harkles. I don't like to call them Sussexes, but the unraveling of the Harkles. By now, I am sure many of you have heard a lot about this thing. Prince Harry's Invictus Games is thrown into chaos after claims royals ignored event. I am sure you've heard a lot about it. Many YouTubers have talked about it. We've also seen how they have used Invictus, how they are using now Invictus in order to be able to get themselves invited or force their way in under false pretenses. An example is that shameful hockey night. So because I know a lot of YouTubers have talked about it, but it still is not out in the mainstream media for some reason. That event was to help the cause of autism. We had a gentleman who is in the spectrum of autism sing the Canadian national anthem, and Meghan Markle, the only one, mocking this gentleman. I have to give it to Harry. Thank God for small mercies, but he didn't laugh. He understood what was happening. In spite of it all, the discipline that was instilled in him for many, many years kicked in. Because Meghan Markle, she was not nervous. This is a 42-year-old hag who has paved the gutters of Hollywood, given BJs to anybody who would have in order to get a one line here and there. So this is not a woman who gets nervous. She's trying to play the naive virgin. So people are making excuses. Oh, she gets nervous. And I've heard people from the mainstream media say that. Oh, she's nervous. She always smiles when she's nervous because she knows the cameras are there. This woman loves the cameras. This woman this woman harasses paparazzi so they can come and take a picture of her. That's how bad things are, that she harasses the paparazzi so they can come and take the pictures of her. So they're using Invictus to hijack they used Invictus to hijack the event and Harry play royal, using the royal cipher. Okay? So now we have Invictus, who apparently paid some money to have their logo or something displayed, right? So who's paying for that? Who's paying for that? Who paid for Meghan Markle's Justice for Girls? Who paid for her trip there? That expense had to come from somebody. The convoy of vehicles, the security. Who paid for that? Now, people are going to say Invictus Games is paying for it. Well, no, it's not. At the end of the day, it's the Canadian government, it's the Canadian taxpayers, because the Canadian government gave, in total, province-wise and government-wise, $30 million. And on top of that, they're getting sponsors. And yet they don't have enough money, because that money is not going to where it should go. And there's an audit. I'm working on the petition, and I'll post it as soon as I have it. But there's an audit. And they have been getting away with just saying, well, these expenses here, these expenses there, and creating different entities as to confuse and make it more of a workload for any IRS or the tax authorities in Canada or anywhere to come and actually audit them, because they have so many entities that's the work of shady people, of thieves, of people who commit fraud, instead of keeping it all transparent. And here it is. So I'm just going to read a report here, because the great part about this, guys, is that these people didn't sign NDAs. Do you remember how Meghan bragged that she didn't sign an NDA when she joined the royal family? That was a threat. Well, neither did these two gentlemen who were fired, because they had the gall to say, we cannot continue to finance Meghan Markle, and there are some shady financial practices within Invictus organization and all these directors. So Harry said, you don't talk about my wife, even though a wife like that, even though he can't even stand Meghan Markle, because now he has serious buyer's remorse, but his ego is such level that it's terrible. The great thing is that these two people don't have any NDAs. So let's just bear with me. Prince Harry's Invictus games have been thrown into chaos amid reports that previously claimed the royal family snubbed the event amid their ongoing feud following his tell-all. Because he's angry that the royals didn't attend. That's no longer a royal event. Harry is, I know it's not true because he's still a royal, but let's say that according to this article, he's angry that no other royals showed up to this event because they know that this is a grift. They know that this is a ticking time bomb before this whole thing bursts open and is exposed for the swindle, the grift that it is. Prince Harry's Invictus games are reportedly in turmoil as two senior executives are said to have been dismissed for no apparent reason. It was a reason. Just over a year before the next event. And these two people are the ones who helped secure the games coming to that place. They're the ones that, thanks to them, the games are being at Whistler in Canada. A whistleblower told Mail Online that CEO Peter Lawless, who's absolutely and arguably Canada's most respected Olympic and Paralympic administrator, this is the man whose integrity cannot be questioned, has left his job abruptly, with insider claiming the decision has left staff morale at an all-time low. Do you remember when Harry said it in Spare that he could see their staff at Buckingham Palace bent over the desks crying? Is that mean that unaware that they were the cause for the staff's tears and desperation? Anyways, a spokesperson for the game said Lawless had been transitioned out, that's fired, and was no longer an employee, but will remain an ambassador. Why would he remain an ambassador to such thing? That's absolute BS. Also reportedly leaving the team is Bill Cooper, former chief commercial officer who left in October. Cooper reportedly thanked colleagues for their support after several praised his grace and accused Invictus 2025 of making a big mistake by getting rid of him. The Invictus Games will be held in Vancouver and Whistler in February 2025. I don't think so. The way things are going, I think somebody was going to be in jail. And will feature winter sports for the first time. Another insider said that ahead of the games, staff are concerned that these recent moves will again overshadow this incredible event for our veterans. And then they also shared concerns that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's security and other costs may put a strain on games finances if Invictus 2025 has to pick up the bill. The alleged chaos behind the scenes of Prince Harry's passion project comes after veterans taking part in the games were left feeling frustrated as his royal rift meant petty and mean-spirited royals have ignored the event. So it's the royals who have ignored the event. These are the same royals that, thanks to Prince William, they were able to carry on because of the donation that he made. Not Harry, Prince William, because Harry has not donated 1 cent to any cause whatsoever. It is actually quite a scary moment, and no amount of band-aids that Harry and Meghan try to put on this is going to make people look very, very deeply into the finances of Invictus Games, or the Invictus Games Foundation. Now, this is not Harry's passion project. It was started by the Royal Foundation. It was the idea of one of the private secretaries at the time, and he pitched it. And it was Prince William, Catherine, and Harry. And they put Harry at the front of it to give him something to do to try and build his image and try to project him as something he clearly is not. Just like I hear people say, oh, Meghan Markle with the Grenfell Tower. No, it is the Royal Foundation who's helping the Grenfell Tower people, and they sent Meghan as their representative, as they could have sent anybody. Okay? So I don't understand why people are saying that it's Meghan's project, just like they're saying that Harry's is a project. Now, what's interesting here, I have some sources, and apparently these two individuals, these two gentlemen who have best of reputations, are not going to take the slandering of their good name sitting down. So they are going to speak out, because we know that Harry and Meghan like to blame everybody else except them. They've come to a place where people are not going to let them get away with it. Mr. Lawless and Mr. Cooper are not going to allow their reputation to go down the toilet to protect a grifter, a fraud, and a slut like Meghan Markle, because she's a slut. In my very humble opinion, that's just how I see her. Her behavior is slutty. She's a slut. She is a fraud. She is absolutely a grifter. You know, Bill Simmons said it best. They're both lazy fucking grifters. And Harry is used to having everything organized for him. Now we're seeing what the PR machine, or how great the people in Buckingham Palace, how hard they work. Because Harry's used to that level of professionalism, that they organize absolutely everything and he just showed up. We're seeing how really things work, and how Harry did very little for anything. And Meghan is the same, because Meghan, you know, no, she's not 43% Nigeria. No, she never worked at the U.S. Embassy in Argentina. No, she does not have a double major from Northwestern University, least of all from international relations, a non-existent major. No, she doesn't speak Argentinian, because that language does not exist. It's Spanish. And just because she says some phrases here and there, so what? I say a lot of phrases in Polish, because I used to have a Polish boyfriend, you know, and actually they used to laugh that I spoke Polish so well, you know, but it doesn't make me fluent, and I'm not going to say I speak Polish. So, yes. Just like she falsely claimed she spoke French, and that old CV of hers. So Mr. Cooper and Mr. Lawless are not going to take this sitting down, and they're looking for the legal options on how to clear their name and make sure that whatever shit it's thrown in and sticks to the wall, they are not smeared with any of it. So it's not going to be an easy ride right now for Harry and Meghan Markle, because these two gentlemen are not going to take it sitting down, unlike the staff in the United Kingdom who were forced to take it sitting down. They're not going to do that. I mean, what do you think is going to happen next? Because this issue is being played down by the media, and it's just getting started. This is just getting started, and this is going to unravel all the money transferring, going to different entities, and it's going to show that this is not a charitable foundation, but it's a business, and it's the business of exploiting veterans, just like they did exploiting this hockey game that should have been for autism, and nobody was talking about it. And they made it look like it was an Invictus activity when it was not. I mean, what do you guys think? And as usual, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, beautiful people. Thank you very much always for your support.